Hey everybody, so it's finally time to discuss the GoPro rig. I'm super excited to do this and I had a whole bunch of questions at Maker Faire about it, so let's get started. So for those of you who bumped into me at Maker Faire, awesome meeting you and loved all your questions about the GoPro rig. This is pretty much what I would call the ultimate GoPro filming setup for myself, and here's the reason why I say that. I run a little LCD car backup monitor that I picked up off eBay for about 15 or 20 bucks on a suggestion from my dad when I asked him, hey, do you have any good tips for LCD monitors? He goes, oh, there's these on eBay. Don't know if they're any good or not, but it's worth a try. So this is the little cheapy screen, which works pretty good. There's no real noticeable lag. If there is, it might be about half a second or so, but honestly, you don't really notice it when it's in operation, so it's not that big of an issue. Mostly I use it for shot framing and making sure that the camera is actually recording, because there's been times where I thought I recorded something epic, and it turns out I forgot to turn the camera on like an idiot, and that always is not fun. Then moving down, we have these really nice O-ring handles. These were a great last second idea, and shout out to Amazon Prime for getting me the O-rings lickety split. That was awesome. We have the star of the show, which is the GoPro, and then underneath we have a big old battery pack that drives the LCD monitor. Some people think it also charges the GoPro, which it could, but it doesn't. It strictly runs the monitor, and after keeping the thing plugged in for about 4 hours at Maker Faire, barely used a third of the battery. Didn't even use over, I think, 750 milliamps, if that. And that also includes charging up my cell phone on the bus ride to the train station as well, which probably drew a lot of power. So you don't need to run as big a battery as I am, which in my case, this is a 3000 milliamp pack. But this was the only decently sized 3-cell that I had, which I use on my tricopter, and probably massively overkill, but I found that the extra weight at the bottom actually made the unit a lot more stable when it was in operation. So just something to keep in mind, that it might seem like a heavier unit is a bad idea, but when you're walking, it actually helps you not do this the whole time and just, you know, make it smoother. It's not going to be as steady as, say, like a glide cam or a steady cam or anything like that, but for being a very simple and robust unit, it worked great. So to go in a little more detail about this, the parts of this were all 3D printed, all custom designed by me. I did check out other people's designs. I thought the remix that Joel, the 3D printing nerd, did of another person's GoPro design was nice, but I wanted something that was really simple. And I know you're saying, I mean, O-ring handles are not very simple, but honestly they are, because I had originally thought about doing some nice Filaflex handles and making them really squishy, like bicycle grips, and then I looked at my selection and it was like all I had was some blue that I'm saving for another client, and then my silver selection was really small, and also just the time it would take to print custom grips for this would have been an inordinate amount of time. So I decided, you know what, O-rings are better, and also not a lot of people like printing flexibles, and not a lot of people can print flexibles or choose not to. So I figured O-rings was a good compromise. It's cheap, it's readily available, and anybody can use it because it's a hard plastic handle. The LCD monitor was pretty easy to make a mount for. I'm also going to put the files up for that. It's just a simple plastic plate with 2 rubber bands that holds the monitor in. While it is somewhat crude, it works perfectly, and I also use a GoPro style mount, so that way it's compatible with all the other accessories on here, which is nice. One of the other choices I made with this was I put 2 1/4-inch slots here and 2 1/4-inch slots there. Reason being is the camera equipment uses 1/4-inch hardware. That's standard. It might also be M6, but that's very close to 1/4-inch, so it's cross compatible, which meant that if I wasn't running the monitor or if I had an extension on it, I could put 2, say, spotlights, floodlights. You could really do a whole lot of stuff with this, or what I ended up doing was just using it with zip ties to hold the 2 video inputs to the monitor. So now you guys are wondering, where can I find the files to this? Well, there's 2 sets of files to this, and I'll explain why right now. There's going to be what's called the basic version, which I'm going to have up on Thingiverse. You can download it, remix it. Please do not use it for commercial use though, but you're more than welcome to remix it and do all that stuff. Love to see what you come up with. And then I'm going to have what I call the Pro version, which is the one that has the O-ring handles and the 1/4" slots, which I'm going to have up for sale on TrinP. I think the whole package is going to be like $2. The only reason being is it took a couple of tries to actually get everything to work right. So it's also a way that you guys can support my channel is by downloading those files, and I'm giving it a try. And if it doesn't work out, I'll just put the files up on Thingiverse, free to use, and we'll go from there. But I wanted to give that a try, and you guys give me your opinion down below on it. I'm not super thrilled about charging for things, but then again, I feel like if I put a lot of design effort and a bit of money into it, I feel like it's only fair to try and recoup the costs on that by charging what I would feel is fairly low price for the item. Also, I'm going to look into putting up the completed 3D printed parts on Etsy. So if you guys don't have a 3D printer or you just don't have time to 3D print it, you can get it for a low price and have it shipped in pieces all ready to go. Speaking of which, I'm also holding a giveaway for the Pro version. With that, you're going to get the top plate, the bottom plate, the 2 O-ring handles, all the hardware required, and the O-rings. So I'm going to have details on the giveaway in the description where you can enter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the GoPro rig, and feel free if you have any questions about it or comments about it, please put them in the description down below. I'm also going to have links to where you can get the LCD monitor similar to what I use. And if you build one, please share photos of it with me on social media. Links to that are in the description. I would love to see what you end up using it for and how you end up using it. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Make It with Calvin, and I'll see you next time.